Good morning, and welcome to the Deal Room Live, the daily real estate deal tank powered by Titan Impact Group, a global leader in AI-driven real estate investing and funding, where the real estate world meets speed, precision, and profit. And bring us your deal so we can put it into our AI model that analyzes and structures real estate deals in minutes, generates all the docs you need to get the deal done, and gives you a verified, unbiased breakdown of due diligence report. The investors get the advantage of getting fully vetted AI analyzed deals that cut their due diligence time down by 60%. So you're in the right place. Let's open the deal room now and get into today's opportunity.
Good morning.
How are you?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Oh my gosh, I'm having probably way too much fun with this thing called Marbleism. Oh my goodness. It is like nerdy of nerd funds. It literally gives me so you should have just received an invitation for a call today at 4. That was my AI agent that did that.
Oh, really? Yeah, I just
So I
got
had a
that.
conversation with her. So it's a whole team. So there's my executive assistant, my social media manager, my blog writer, my sales associate, my legal assistant, my receptionist. So and they all talk to each other. And so I've spent this weekend like playing around with it and getting it all set up. It is off the charts, freaking amazing.
That's
Like
pretty cool.
so I'm excited because you're going to get to play with the social media blog, like all of that inside of this AI, these agents. It is, oh my gosh, so awesome. Yeah, super, super excited.
I bet. That's super
How was
cool.
your Easter?
It was really good. It was very nice. I went to a sunrise service, so I went to that in the morning. Then I had lunch with my family in the afternoon, and I just wrapped up the day doing accounting homework. So, yeah, that was my Easter. So it was pretty mellow, but it was still nice. I got to do some work. I'm trying to study abroad, hopefully within the year. So I was looking into that as well. So, got to
Did you
get
say studying abroad?
correct.
Where do you want to go?
Definitely in Europe. I honed it down to 6 different locations based off the schools last night. Most of them are in France or Germany. My top one's probably going to be the south border of France. I think it'll be like 10 minutes from the coast. I'm right next, it's on the border of France and Italy. I want to go down
Nice.
there, or I also want to go to Germany. So I'll kind of be
Love
in the
that.
southern part of Germany. So
That's beautiful.
that'll be a lot of fun. Originally, I was thinking of doing a program called Semester at Sea, where I'm on a cruise ship for 3.5 months and I go to 11 different countries, but I'm only in the countries for 5 days. And I just kind of thought to myself, I'd rather go to a country and have a home base versus kind of traveling around and being like a tourist at each one.
That's amazing.
So yeah, it was a good weekend. I had a lot of fun.
Freaking love it. Morning.
Morning.
Okay, these I don't know what did I share with you about the Marbleism, the assistants?
Yeah.
Off the hook.
Really?
Oh my gosh, I am having like probably way too much fun with this.
All right.
They're so freaking amazing. Yeah. I'll show you guys some things that they've been doing. I'm like blown away. So I literally just like talked to her and said, "Hey, set up a meeting and invite Blake to this meeting today at 4." She automatically went into my calendar and did it.
Nice.
Yes, or was it Saturday? I said set a reminder for Monday for me to invite Sanjay to this call on Tuesday. She automatically just invited him.
Nice.
Like, yeah, off the hook.
She does what she's told.
Yep.
And then
Blake,
some.
I'm gonna turn you as the co-host so you can let people in.
Sounds good.
Join this now. I'm seeing if she's gonna come and join us right now.
Eve by Marbleism.
However,
Now I know at least because it's a little tricky when it comes into Zoom and whether that's a person or not. But now I know. Come on, little screen. You can do it.
Good morning, Tracy.
Good morning, Tracy Gore.
What's up, people? Trying to get my desk up so I can stand today. My hips are telling me how old I am today. Now I'm arguing.
We don't know anything about that at all, Tracy.
Right? So I can't sit all day. I gotta stand. What's happening? Anything exciting?
Always.
I am playing around with some AI agents that are like blowing my mind.
Which ones?
Marbleism.
Yep.
Like all this AI stuff is growing so fast. It's amazing.
Yep.
In the meeting now and taking notes. Wraps up.
I think Drew uses Marbleism. Drew's creating like our own something awesome. but I don't know exactly what it is because that's his department.
Yeah, it's crazy. All this AI.
No, you gotta.
Oh,
you're just recording.
Doodles. You're right. Live. There we go.
Chaos, man.
Everyone's plugged in.
There we
Please
go.
you.
We got everyone hearing me?
Why is this doing that? That is, there we go. You see everyone? Okay. Panelists. Okay. I hope everybody's Easter was amazing. And
Mine was.
Yay, it
Oh,
was
wow.
great.
Hey, Amor.
Hello, everyone. Happy
Hello.
Monday.
Tracy Gore.
Good morning. How are you?
Did you? Yeah, I'm very well. Did you get my?
I did not. I failed to do so. Let me go look.
I had to figure out where the radio's playing. Something about background noise when I'm trying to talk is
hard.
an issue, right? Anyway,
Distracting.
good morning.
Okay. Super excited. Got a lot of cool things going on.
A lot of cool things going on. So anyway, good morning. Good morning. We went and walked the dirt for Katya last week. Got that on video. So we're gonna look up that stuff here. Talk a little bit more about that, and then we're gonna talk about the data center. How many people here know that we're buying a data center, right? And so we ran into an issue last week. The environment. So the building used to be a steel foundry. Okay, back in the day, like in the 1970s, 60s, it was built to forge steel. And it had a significant amount of power brought onto the property to run the equipment necessary to make steel, right? So this is what makes it a great data center location. So about 5 years ago, our partners, Coastal Crypto, went out there and they talked to this property owner they were leasing a building from. They wanted to expand into the bigger warehouse space. And so this property owner out there went and bought them a building to do that. And he bought the forge. The forge was in a cleanup phase. It was phase one, phase two.
What's going on? Sorry.
Okay. That should have fixed it. Technical difficulties
Why are we on so many of them?
because I'm managing multiple things.
Okay.
Okay. So you're talking about the Still Foundry.
So anyway, yeah, the steel foundry was going through a phase one, phase two cleanup, and it ended up being a situation where they never finished the cleanup on phase two. You know, so the big thing now is the fact that when they didn't finish the phase two cleanup, when we went to go get funding, they came out to do an environmental report and discovered that phase two cleanup wasn't finished. So they flagged it and said, guess what? You can't sell the building because the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, flags these buildings and says, hey, there's cleanup that needs to be done here and somebody has to be accountable to it. So it goes through title, and then when they get it in title, they see that, you know. So hold on a second. So anyway, the steel foundry, great location, but at the end of the day, the current owners didn't finish the cleanup from the first, you know, from the forge. The forge owned it, sold it to these guys. We moved our equipment in there, and for the last 5 years, no one said anything, no one done anything. The only way we can buy that building now is literally to buy it cash. Like we can't get lending on it because of everything that's, you know, wrong with it, right? And so if we buy it through a bank, bank's not going to lend on dirty dirt because that makes them responsible for the dirt, right? So we can't get a loan on it because the bank don't want that responsibility. The owners are trying to sell it as dirty dirt, which then is going to increase our cost to fix it. So all this has to be renegotiated now. So we got to go back and talk to them and be like, listen, how do we get through this deal now? And if we can't, it literally squashes the deal. So no more data center. The hard part then becomes what happens. Basically, our client has to move on with their data center plan. Maybe they just stay a tenant, you know, I don't know. But we won't be moving forward on buying dirty dirt. And I never look at something and say, oh, well, this is a problem, and then put my hands up in the air and say I'm done. What I've come up with is a plan to make it work. And so I'm hoping that these guys are open to that. And one of the ways that I see it being possible is that the vacant land behind the building that we've talked about can be subdivided. We can buy that. And then what they can do is they can give us the building for free. Like that's one of the ways to do it. It's an oversimplified version of what I'm trying to accomplish. Because again, I'm trying to be a problem solver. When we looked at Tracy, like Tracy's got her survey. Did you find that email yet?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. So like in Tracy's been doing investing for a long time. Tracy, do you chase bad deals?
Do I what?
Do you chase bad deals?
No, They seem to find me, but I don't chase them now.
Correct. Exactly. They seem to find you, but you don't chase them. And the reason you don't chase them is probably due to the fact that you have a better chance of funding a deal or doing better with a deal that doesn't need a lot of work to get it accomplished. Correct.
Right.
So in this situation, there's so many components to this deal now. It's just the fact that there's 9 levels to solving this problem is cause for people to back away. Nobody wants to try and solve 9 problems to get one deal done, right? If you can't solve the problem in 1 or 2 moves, move on, right? And so that's the lesson I'm trying to put out today for folks. So
It becomes a time suck.
yeah, it's a time suck is really what it comes down to. It pulls all of the energy into time. And as we've discussed many times, sometimes time is more valuable than the cash, capital, or whatever whatever you're looking at as a deal. Time becomes more valuable than all of those things. So did Trevor Hicks make it in today?
Not yet.
He sent me a deal this morning, 200-acre property up in Ashford, Arizona, and we'll take a peekaboo at that as well. But that's an example of, he's like, the way they wrote the ad, they're like, own your own mountain. How many people right now would love to be on top of a mountain? 1, 2, 3. Okay, I see some no's and more. Why would you not want to be on top of a mountain?
No, I would love to be at a beach, but not
A
the top of the
beach.
mountain.
But not at the top of the mountain. Okay, so you're just a
Kind of cold. I'm not with the cold. No, thank you.
You're like, I'm not doing the locale thing, right? Okay, that's fine. That's cool. I understand. But let's just say it was perfect weather, no snow, no nothing. Would you go to the mountain?
Yes, I would. It's
Yeah.
very beautiful. Definitely.
Laura,
Yes.
I seen you kind of nodding your head a little bit. You're not mountainous. What's going on? You care less, right?
If I can helicopter to the top of it. Laura, I'm with you. Like, I don't want to climb the mountain, but I would love to just, let me take a ride up there and
So-
yes.
So, but
Yeah.
can you imagine selling a mountain and saying, hey, own your own mountain? A bunch of people think that's a great idea. How
Yeah.
many of them thought about the 3 main concerns about living on a mountain? Where are you going to get your water? How are you going to get your road to get to the top of the mountain? And then finally, where are you going to put the poop?
You know what? You and your poop. Here's another thing that I thought of, because I live in Oklahoma and it's like home of the Twisters, So like, I'm like, if I'm on top of a mountain, or in Oklahoma, it would be a hill, like I'm prime tornado zone, like come in, right?
Yeah,
I like to kind of be hunkered down.
You said Oklahoma and mountain in the same words. I don't think that's possible.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that felt odd coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a mountain in Oklahoma. I don't think.
Not really.
Right. So, but out here in Arizona, it's kind of interesting. They call it Sky Islands. Out here, if the clouds drop to 8,000 foot above 8,000 foot elevation, what the state of Arizona turns into is called Sky Islands. And so above that cloud level, all you see are dots everywhere, all over the state. And those are all the mountain peaks all over the state. So
That's cool.
anything whenever the clouds fall below that ceiling falls below 8,000 feet, it turns into Sky Island. So, but again, the reason why we talk about the waste is because there's 4 basic necessities to any development, right? And if we don't understand those 4 basic necessities, if we're not asking that question prior to, we'll get stuck on the romance of, right? We'll look at a deal and be like, ooh, I'd love to live on a mountain. Again, electric, water, sewer, access. If you don't have those 4, you ain't going to go nowhere, right? You got to own a helicopter. How many of us own helicopters? No. Okay. I know I've got friends that own them. So I consider myself partial owner because I own my friendship, right? So
By proxy.
yeah, I can say, hey, take me on a ride. They're like, sure, give me $1,000. Okay. Like it's that easy. So, but to that point, I can't do that every time unless I let the guy live with me, right? So the point being is that we have to consider the basics when we're looking at stuff to understand good deal, bad deal, right? So considering that. And then we were going to talk, what did we say? Data center? The other thing was Katya's deal. So yeah, we went and walked Katya's deal. And what we discovered, Do you have pictures of that you can pull up, Catherine? Or-
I have the video. I can
yeah.
pull up the video.
No, the video is 45 minutes long, right? So
We can fast forward through it if you want.
if we don't have pictures, I really don't think it's going to be useful. And we'll post the video up on YouTube and people can go watch it. So what we discovered is that there's a lot of land around Katya's property available. We were told that there's been 2 buyers in the last 6 years who have kind of taken it as far as we're wanting to, or as far as we have. And the guys that are representing the current sellers, current owners, they've gone around and checked on the prices of all the other land around there. So, and we looked at those as opportunities to expand where we're going. So, and where we're trying to get with this is the highest and best use we discovered isn't going to be like a three-story or 4-story multifamily, right? When we were there, we looked and there's a lot of that already there. So what's the point of building something that's already there, right? So in order for us to be really, really focused on the market and what they need there, we can replicate and duplicate. Like if we're going to do something that they've already done there, we're going to replicate and duplicate the biggest guy on the block. Like if you're going to be a copycat, don't copycat a 4-story, 5-story place. Copycat the 25-story towers across the river, right? And go into competition with the highest, the biggest kid on the block. Don't go in competition with a mid-grade, developer. Go after the biggest dog on the block because he set the path. Up until the guy that was able to score 5 of those giant buildings down there, they only allowed you to build a 6-story. So somebody went through the trouble of going to the city and saying, hey, I want to build towers down here. And so now, since he made that path and made that path available, we're going to take that path. We're not interested in doing 5-story buildings. We want to do 30-story buildings, 25-story buildings, because that's what's going to make money. That's what makes sense. So, Tracy, are you on an exercise machine?
No, I'm just standing at my standing desk and I'm
Her hips are
kind of
hurting.
doing little exercises on my lower half as I'm standing here because my hips are screaming at me.
Moving, like, I'm sorry. I'm literally like a child with ADHD and a little dot bouncing
He
above
gets
words.
distracted so easy.
I do. I can't.
Squirrel.
So I'm just like, Tracy, just moving. I'm like, what song is she
Put on some
listening to?
music and then maybe it
wanna
won't be so
dance too.
distracting. It'll just go. It'll just
I'm-
flow with the music.
I'm all dancey too. I love dancing. Anyway, so that's path 1 with Katya's property, is to go and try to build 2 or 3, multi-level towers down there, put some retail down there, continue to expand on what's being built down there at the highest level. Option 2 was storage. We looked around and they have very little storage available down there, right? And so anytime you have a massive amount of multifamily, you should have a sizable amount of storage available, self-storage available, because have you ever seen them build a multifamily complex with garages? Not often. I'm not saying they ain't done. I'm just saying it's not often, right? And those places are built for efficiency. You're not going to have gigantic closets like Catherine Bell and Tracy Gore and Miss Amore, where you guys have, garage size closets for all your clothes.
I converted a bedroom. Just saying.
Right. So, the fact that a multifamily unit is not built with those things opens it up to be a very good source for doing the
Storage.
self-storage, right? And so what I did was I looked it up. Catherine, do you want to share the screen real quick? And what I'm going to do is I want to pop up, just go to a Google Chrome, open up and type in there.
Is everybody seeing this? Can you look right here for a sec?
We're
Yeah, we
seeing
can
it.
see.
If it's showing up here, then that's what they're seeing, right? Because you're
No.
operating.
No,
What is this attached to?
this. What
Oh,
you're
okay.
seeing, what I'm seeing,
Right.
they're not necessarily seeing the same
Got it.
thing.
Okay.
This screen tells you what they're seeing.
Got it. So on here, just type in climate controlled shipping containers. And I want everybody to kind of see what I'm thinking. When we looked at it, you can go and build a giant building and have people put stuff in these
You
in these
we both
garages,
can
right? So, and if you understand that, when people live, let's see what else we can do. Can you do a maps for me real quick? And then
What do you want me to type?
I want to just go down to that area where the hotels are.
The area.
So the land that Katya is looking at is down here in an area called Tempe,
Yeah, East Curry Road.
right? And so
Yeah.
here's Curry Road right here in Scottsdale Road. This is very close to that area. And what they're building down here, you got the Tempe downtown is a big development. This whole thing right along here, along this river, called the Rio Salado Parkway. It's huge. You've got what's called Marina Heights right here, a giant building that is right off of the river, the Salt River. A lot of activity down there on a regular basis. Let's see if I can look around. So here you go. Perfect. This is the view, right? Like this is what it looks like, right down in that area. Giant skyscrapers, people living in these things all over right here. So jump back out of here. I'm trying to see if I can pull it up. It's not showing us. Oh, here we go. Maybe I don't know what the address is to that spot, but there's towers right here along this area. And
Yeah,
those,
it's right there.
it's right here. And I'm trying to see, maybe I can see it from 1001. 1001 is another multifamily building down there where there's a significant amount of development happening. And there's quite a bit and you can see like, these are all apartments. These are all luxury apartments too. They're not your affordable housing. They have underground parking that goes down 3 stories, and all that stuff. So really, and the funny thing is on the map it shows it's on the north side of the river, but 1001 is actually on the south side of the river. I don't know why it's showing up on the north side, but these apartments are again focused on the higher people. The higher income people. And as a matter of fact, 1001 and this MGA Collision Center are that's how close we are to Katya's property. Katya's property is right off of this Curry Road thing right here. It's actually Miller Road comes down like this, comes underneath, and Katya's property is right here off of this really close to Mary Street. It's right there. So North Bend Apartments is the apartments right next to it. Let me see if this one will pull up. There we go. And so North Bend Apartments, here we go. There they are. See the towers? So North Bend Apartments, this is North Bend Apartments right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 floors, right? And so, hold on a second. I gotta take this call. Can you drive them down the road and show them?
Yeah, I can drive. Okay, so when we go look at these apartments, this will actually be interesting to see. Going for a drive, going down Miller Road. There we go. So
Laura's
see
Road.
those that are being built there.
Yep.
So they're actually taller now. When we were there, I would say these 2 towers were about this tall and these 2 towers were about that tall.
Are
So
they
it's gonna-
apartments?
Yeah, they're multifamily apartments that are there. And so if you look, what he's trying to point out is on this side, they have the 4, I think it's like 6-story is the limit, but clearly over here, they've expanded it. I don't know how many floors this is, but when we're looking at Katya's property, if we're going to do multifamily, this is what we're going to have hers go to. So yeah, it was. And the other thing was that was kind of cool was there was a house on the property, and the house was, we're looking to see if we can get historical tax credits for the house. So the gentleman that actually bought the house bought the land when he was in college, built the house, and lived in it. So I thought it was kind of ironic that here's
wow.
Katya in college, and she, I just find that kind of cool. Anyway, so and then we drove through to the other side, and there are, I think they said there was 2 paying tenants that are renting dirt. One guy has got a whole wood chopping business. There's a whole bunch of wood that he has. And then the other one, they're just storing a bunch of vehicles. And then anyway, so yeah, super cool. So this is, so I was explaining to them that these two are that tall, and these 2 are like way taller.
Yeah, well, no, that's as tall as they got right there, I think. Those right there are as tall as they got right now. They're finishing the tops of them right here. These do go higher for sure, right? So,
I
and
wonder how
then
many stories it is.
I want to say they're 30 stories. We could do a quick search. Why don't you type that in there? The towers at Tempe Town Lake, how tall are they and when did they start construction?
I tell you, I've gotten spoiled with talking to chat. I don't want to type.
Right?
I don't want to. I mean, my hand cramps if I try to write something. Like it's super foreign these days.
This is how the pyramids got forgot. So they're 230, 207, 226. They're 21 to 23 stories tall. Construction started in 2023 on the groundbreaking, and they're expected to be opened in 2026. So here's a good amount of information about them. And then there's some over here talk about it. South Pier is taking shape. It's a $1.8 billion mixed use development. And so there's going to be retail, office, and then also the living. So it includes resort style swimming pools, outdoor bars, club rooms. Like the towers down there are a big thing, right? So why not ride their coattails and go down there? Here's an example video. Take a look at. Oh, we ain't doing that. So you can see how big the massive amount of development. See up here, like all this infrastructure that's up here being hidden. That
Oh, and it's
that's
right on the
all-
water.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Well, and the thing is this is called
That's a
Tempe
walking
Town Lake.
path.
It's called Tempe Town Lake, and Tempe Town Lake is actually the Salt River. It's a section of the Salt River that they've dammed up on both sides in order to keep the water in one spot. So it's a slow trickle, etc. But you can see like the massive amount of infrastructure that goes on top of the buildings. And then these things down here that you see right there, those are called caissons. Those caissons are deep in the ground. And the reason why it's so good to build where they're building right here, so those are the 3 towers. They almost showed the other 2 because there's 2 more towers down there. There's a total of 5 of them. So, but anyway, back out of that. Did you drive them past the site, Katya's site?
No, because it's on the other side.
Right. Okay. So if we go back up the road here a little ways, and it's right there.
Oh, it wouldn't let me in there. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
That explains it. So it's been a minute since the Google car went by there, clearly.
Oh yeah. So let's see. Let's go over here. Here we go. This is where we're at. This is what it is right here. You can see it right here. So, and they got a fence up here now.
How big is the
in
lot?
car. Huh?
How big is the lot?
There's 2 lots. It's 5.5 acres, 5.8 or so. So, and you can see the towers over the top of that building right there, right? Bing, bing, bing. It says this was captured just in October of 2025. If you don't know, look down there at the bottom. It says image capture, and it'll tell you when they saw it. So, but the building itself, this building right here, Andy's Metal Art Incorporated, whatever, that building seems to be something that's historical and has historical value, and we could probably explore that.
So that's on the property.
Yeah, it's part of the property. And as a matter of fact, the property line is right here off of this telephone pole, basically. See this block wall right here,
Yep.
this telephone pole? It goes
Yep.
straight back, way back there. So, by the way, did you know that they pay $25 per vehicle
Yep.
to store like this? How many cars are there?
Renting dirt, baby.
That's
Yeah, and
25 to $35 a month for each one of these vehicles.
What I'm exploring over in Oklahoma is there's certain areas where you can't have work trucks or work vehicles or any kind of rental equipment big
Yep.
stored for very long on a road. And so we're looking at buying land and just doing specifically rentals for these companies who will pay for the spot.
Yep.
And then they'll park whatever vehicle they need there, like overnight or over the weekend or whatever, if they can't have it. So that'll be pretty lucrative. I've just started looking into that.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of money to be made with that. So,
Because there's ordinances that certain cities have that say you can't have, the heavy equipment or anything like that. So
right. So you can see down here, it's kind of that way down here. Like all these are the small shops of the business owners, right?
Mhm.
They all have trucks. They all have vehicles that they need to store, and so vehicle storage is a thing. It's a big thing. So I'm gonna try to sneak around the front of the property so you guys can see it.
was that one a car lot? Looked like a car lot because it's all the same kind of truck.
Yeah, well, Yes, there was a car lot there. That building's leased up. They just got that leased up. This road right here, I don't know if it'll let us go down it. Yeah, it does. Come on. Nope. All right, never mind.
Didn't want to.
This is the property right here where you can see these flagstone pavers. Oh, back up. So this guy right here, he's got, I think I think that's where the flagstone paver guy is. Yeah. So, cause this, we buy scrap guys, our neighbor, and we want to buy him out. So that's crazy. The tile, this is all gone, isn't it? It was June 2024. Is that
Something tile.
I saw the tile guy. I still saw the tile guys there when we were there because the yard was filled with tile.
where's the firewood guy?
Yeah,
This is where the firewood guy
guy
is.
was.
Right here, right? So the firewood guy was right here because that's the scrapyard. So all this is gone. This ain't on the property no more. I don't think. Interesting. Anyway, this is how we die for dollars. Driving for dollars is a thing of the past, man. Like if you're out driving around looking at stuff, take a picture of it, bring it home and put it on your computer. Save yourself the hassle. Here's what I like about this picture. Ready? Look, June 2024, there's the progress. Go back out to that spot where it was October 2025. Oops, we ended up in somebody's yard.
Yeah.
Okay, is that it? No, that's February 2019. I guarantee that's all done. Oh, here we go. October 2025. We had to get out of there to see it. And then boom, now October 2025. Now you got 5 buildings down there, whereas in the other picture you only had 3. So I always like to see that too. It kind of shows us the path of progress in real time. Anyway, and then part of what I was looking to do, Tracy, do you want to go over your survey? Awesome. Well, let's jump over and let Tracy share. Amor, do you have a deal that you want to pull up today? We'll look at it as soon as we're done looking at Tracy's.
No, I'm looking for nonprofits in your area for the other thing right now. So that's what I'm working on.
Got it. Okay. So let's go ahead, Tracy. Pull that up.
You see it? Do you
Oh,
see
that
it?
isn't the one. Yeah, that's not the one I wanted to send you. I'm sorry.
All right.
Oh,
You
I have a
send me a
question
different
about this too. My
Is it in
husband
your,
last,
your notebook, LM?
Yeah, it's in
I
my
can
notebook,
grab it.
LM. Let's
So
hold
if you
on.
hold on just a sec, if you give me the
Unshare.
mouse for just a sec, I can grab it and pull it up.
Okay.
Hold on, Tracy.
You're gonna email it to me.
Figure out how to stop sharing.
Tracy sharing. You're not.
Oh,
Oh,
Tracy's
oops.
sharing. Okay,
Sorry.
that explains. No, it's all good. I just want to make sure I'm stopping sharing too.
I guess I can stop till I get it. You don't have to look at my billion email.
Sharing
Go back to where you were. You're flying around way too fast.
right here.
Yeah, I'm trying. I can't. You got to go a lot slower for me. So go ahead and click that. You were in the right space. You just got too fast. See where it says 58 minutes ago? Yeah, that's the one that she needs to be sent. So you can play it here and we can just review it with her here, or you can email it to her. Yeah.
I'll email it and we can play it. Tracy, are you okay if we go over it with everybody with you?
Sure, I don't care.
Okay.
I'm an open book. Look at both of my mugs match my outfit.
you
I got
double
water,
you double
I got
fisting
coffee.
today.
water and coffee. Yeah.
And then Tracy, look up your piriformis muscle.
My
and
who a
look
what?
up- It's called a piriformis muscle. And if you've got pain in your hips, look up your piriformis muscle exercises and massages, and that should help with your hip pain. So
Piriformis?
piriformis,
Yeah, you have to spell it.
P-A-R-A-F-O-R-M-I-S-S. I-S, piriformis.
All right, you go to the next round on the spelling bee, Mr. Tommy.
Say again?
You're moving on to the next round of the spelling bee.
Right. Good to see
Spelling
you.
bee.
The spelling bee.
Listen, Roman,
That's awesome.
the son of the gun shows up, Como Ray.
Roman, I love
Okay.
hanging out with you. You always bring the humor.
All right, you know what? All you people can just kiss me on the
Keep laughing. Okay.
kiss me on the
Do we want to talk about this?
Yeah.
Tracy is a conscious capitalist, cash flow philosopher. I love it. Okay.
This is based on her survey that she did with the Landshark Investor Survey. So whenever you're ready. So I want my money to work and matter. Like this comes from what we went over inside of that and understanding. Can you there you go. So inside of this, it built out like understanding Tracy was a conscious capitalist with a cash flow mindset, right? So can I have it? And so the big thing that it brings together is the intersection between the why and the how, right? purpose and pragmatism is that, you know, Tracy is not a newcomer to investing. She's been doing this a long time, so she's mastered a lot of things within her time doing this. I mean, she's barely 29 and been doing it almost 30 years. It's important to understand that as long as she's been doing it, there's good strengths and there's bad things. And so the nice thing about and it's funny that, like, when we were talking about this, Tracy, that's why I asked you, do you chase bad deals? Is your golden rule based on your survey is good intentions do not fix bad deals, right?
Right.
So you're balancing between being a builder, not a gambler, long-term strategic thinker, and disciplined patience and desire to help others at scale are the strengths. But there's blind spots and traps behind those strengths, such as overvaluing a good mission, right? Playing too safe, limiting your scale, emotional attachment to deals, and then avoiding beneficial leverage, right? So, like, one of the big things in any kind of investing is the emotional investing, and this is something that's important because this is a strength to investors in many cases, being able to identify the emotional aspect of it and then turning away based on it or deciding to jump into it because it feels good, right? So the precise geometry of a qualified deal is that there has to be the filters of what is the asset type, right? So in this example, small multifamily deals, 2 to 12 units, then moving over to the cash flow, which is filter 2, the math, and then filter 3, the strategy. So being able to put all that together creates the cash flow plus control plus the purpose, and that's what you know Tracy's been able to do in her investing period. So here, ascending from active income into legacy scale, though, is that with a step-by-step approach to it, a 0 to 90-day plan is to become the bank, then to go into the asset ownership model, and then become, you know, purpose and scale. Like find the legacy and the influence, and then expand that. So to workforce housing, assisted living, community-based developments, and faith-driven projects. Tracy, community-based developments, you just literally said there's so many places in Oklahoma that don't allow you to park commercial vehicles, and I want to fix that problem. That is 100% community-based development. So using the idea that become the bank first, right? Find those partnerships that have, you know, the ability to make you first lien position. You could probably arbitrage the dirt instead of just buying it, right? Yep. So deploying capital across functional spectrums, right? You got the yield play, doing private lending. You've got stability play, working with people with duplexes and doing duplexes, right? And then the legacy play, which is impact investing, doing 8-unit workforce housing, joint ventures, etc. And then the daily engine driving for the macro vision, right? So you have your counsel, an agent, operators, lending advisors, attorneys, and contractors to deploy capital, right? You got to have the capital deployed into these avenues because these are not your expertise, are they?
I mean, some of them are, but not all of them. No, you got to have a team for sure.
Right. Well, I mean, from the standpoint of where you're at, are you? I'm assuming you're not an attorney. Let's start there.
I'm not an attorney.
And you won't be an operator.
I don't want to be an operator, no.
And you're not going to be a contractor.
No.
Probably hire one of those. So
I mean, I'm a CFO of a commercial construction management company, so
right.
I do know a lot about it, but I don't want to do it.
Exactly. So the idea is that you get 10 deals reviewed a week. You put 3 offers together. You get 2 operators converted into a conversation about these deals, and then you get 1 deal to, you know, deploy the capital into. And then your monthly output, it suggested, was to find 1 deal, fund it, and grow your income between $500 and $2,000 a month, and add 1 new operator relationship a month, right? So this is just making suggestions for you based on your longevity in the program already, you know? So 4 non-negotiable gates for capital deployment. Is the capital protected, such as asset-based collateral? Like, collateral is a big thing because, like, for example, we're in a situation right now where we had collateralized property, and they collateralized a vehicle, and they called it a park model, right? And so we had collateralized a park model. We went to inspect said park model and discovered that there was a form signed by the Arizona, let me just double check, the Arizona,
Third party MBD.
yeah, it was a third party MVD. I want to make sure that I get the name right because we're going to be contacting them here today too about it. All the UCCs. Oh, it's right here. It's on the back. Of course, if I would have flipped through the whole thing, I would have found it. It was the Arizona Department of Motor Vehicles. I just showed that right there. So,
Yep, they can see it.
right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
Arizona Department of Motor Vehicles said that they did a VIN verification and said that there was a United Tiny Homes, which is a park model, two of them, park models. And so when you register a vehicle as a park model, it has to have wheels, frame, walls, and a roof. When we went there, it was just a frame. That's not collateral. That's not going to work. So unfortunately, we got to deal with that. That's, something separate, but that's a point of protection. We went all the way through and had a state company say they verified it, and they didn't. Like, you want to talk about, we did everything in that first one where we protected the capital all the way to the point we have a state company committing fraud. How else am I going to protect that capital when the state is a state individual is willing to commit fraud? I can't do it. But what I can do is in this over here where it says, what is the exit? We had a clear liquid path. How do we do that? We get out of it by selling these things. That was why we collateralized them. Then the cash flow, because again, it's not collateral. If you can't sell it right now, it's not collateral, right? So I don't know how else to explain this to people. So many people come in, they're like, oh, I've got this collateral. I can use collateral. We had somebody try to use their house as collateral. It has 2 mortgages on it. That's not collateral. Why is that not collateral, Tracy?
Because more than likely the first lien holder is going to get paid back. The second holder probably won't. And anybody after that's just toast.
Done. So anytime there's more than one lien holder on a property, even if there is one lien holder on the property, it's not collateral. If it ain't owned free and clear, if it ain't able to be liquidated, it's not collateral, right?
Unless you are the lender.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So, very, very tough to make butter when you have no cream. So keep that in mind. And then, does this cash flow? That's important. Does this align with the mission? These are important things that are non-negotiables for Tracy Gore. Am I wrong?
Can I ask you about your collateral theory?
In a minute, Chris. Thanks. So the path here is to get Tracy to a point of legacy growth, right? Where in the next year to 5 years, she can scale into and out of this position she's in now. I'd trade Tracy positions tomorrow, right? But where Tracy wants to go is that as a cash flow architect and a capital allocator, she's a legacy builder, right? So she's got to do this with other people. That's why Tracy has an intern right now that she's working with to show this intern, hey, these are the paths that I've taken, and I can't, I can't go any further than that. And so you can't go any further in your career unless you're willing to take people with you and show them how you did it, right? Because they're going to show you how to get to the next level from that. Roman's a perfect example of this. Him and I, 6 years ago, we're looking at a roof. Remember, brother? Like, we were looking at a roof, and here we are now doing, multi-million dollar level deals that, like, you and I, like, remember I told you don't even worry about it. Like, we met on this roof, we came up with all the stuff for it, and then the dude's like, oh, I sold the building, never mind. And Roman's like, he was flipping out. He's like, we busted our asses to figure out how to fix this. Right now, we got what, Roman? We got free estimates that we could just take a picture, plug it in.
Lessons learned. I mean, how valuable was
Right.
was going through the experience, right?
Right.
Yes.
So I think that's the end of. I'm not getting it to advance anymore. So I'm assuming this is the end of your presentation. And so,
Let's see.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
was
it.
last.
So, I mean, did it pan out for you, Tracy? Do you think?
Yeah,
it's,
it hit home really well. And what's funny is, there's a lot of strengths, but then there's the weaknesses. And I've already seen some of those weaknesses play out and how I've had to course correct, because I'm really big now on not getting emotionally attached to something and just making sure that you do the numbers, and like Catherine always says, and I say to everybody, do the numbers tell you what to do, and you can't get emotionally attached to anything. You know,
Right.
you after the numbers work, then you can fall in love.
Right. So
And I think you said it correctly, and based on our business relationship is, I mean, at times the other person on the other end, has some type of emotional thing that it unfortunately it doesn't plan out, right? And you have to just basically, cut it loose and then move on to the next deal.
that's it. And sometimes cutting that string is hard. So Chris, let's go into looking at collateral real quick.
Do you want me
So
to share the screen?
yeah, go ahead. What was your question, sir?
Oh, you were saying that collateral couldn't be something that you didn't have the ability to liquidate right away. But I mean, even though, even if somebody had a first lien on the thing, if your LTV is low enough and you come in on a second lien, you can still foreclose. It doesn't matter if the first gets paid out or not. But I mean, if you come in on a 70% LTV and you're able to liquidate at that point, why would you not consider that collateral, I guess?
What is the level of risk?
Depends on the project, of course, right?
Right. So that's
I've been
why
a second lien holder on some of those where they were under leveraged, in my opinion, because the asset was worth so much and I could charge a whole lot more for my position, and I felt real comfortable with it. So I don't not do second liens, but
Right.
Yeah.
The only reason I
There's
ask
gotta
is
be
because
enough room.
and that's got to be reserved for somebody at Tracy Gore level, right? You can't go into brand new deal without having that leverage, because the other side to that note is if say, for example, they decide, okay, I'm not going to pay my bill. If I'm 100% maxed out and I can't hire a lawyer to do the foreclosure and sit for 6 months while that process goes through, is it a wise decision to do that?
right. Well, that's why it depends on the state. I mean, I'll look into the state first and find out how hard it is to get a foreclosure through. You know what I mean? If it's going to take a year
Right.
on average, I'm not going to do it. But I mean, if it's going to be something that could be 2 or 3 months, then we'll look into it. Especially if there's enough equity or projected equity, I should say, in the property to be able to
'cause
foreclose
again,
as a second
outweighs
position.
the benefit outweighs the risk. But
Right.
again, the point is, if you're buying this or doing this transaction as a company, you can't, unless you're a lawyer, you can't represent your company in court. So you got to hire a lawyer no matter what if you're dealing with an LLC, because
Right.
they just won't let you represent your company unless you're an attorney,
Yeah. Yeah. That's the way we handle it.
right?
I was just curious
So-
where you're coming from.
Yeah, so understanding that collateral, when in talking to a group of new investors, collateral has to have value. And what I mean by that is, like, if I'm borrowing 100, should I collateralize $100 value?
Oh yeah, absolutely not.
No. What do we collateralize, Chris? What X do you collateralize at?
Oh, usually twice, if not more.
Okay, I do 10X. If I can't 10X it, I'm not collateralizing it.
Oh wow, that's healthy collateral.
Right, because again, I have to go through the hassle of hiring an attorney, I've been through foreclosures that take 2.5, 3 years. And it's because the person on the other side knows that they can just drag their feet and out lawyer me for 2 to 3 years, or think they can out lawyer me for the nice part is that I always enter deals with myself personally so that I can start the procedure of foreclosure as an individual instead of a corporation, right? So I always put myself on papers so that I personally can file on my own behalf pro se against anybody that owes me money.
Gotcha. But this is you lending to a business, right? Or as far as to an LLC.
Anybody, anything. I'm going to put myself on it. We've got to wrap up early today, folks. I'm getting the cut it out moment. So I appreciate everyone being in here. I'm going to end up real quick with a prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank everyone for being in here today and giving us the ability to do your work. We ask that you continue to bless and guide us and put people in our path so that we can grow and show the world how it is to be in your world. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Everyone have a
Thanks.
wonderful day. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Bring deals tomorrow. Blake, we'll get with you later about
We have a meeting with him
social
at
media.
4.
So we'll get that turned around, and everyone have a great day. Okay.
Thanks,
Bye,
Tom.
everyone.
Bye.
Opportunity.